be. At this stage of my placement, after around 1 month, I feel like the experience has been valuable in helping me understand how marketing and social entrepreneurship work in a more practical environment. And even within my first month, I would say I've been exposed to a much wider range of marketing activities than I initially expected. I don't know if I mentioned it in 1A, but I really thought that it would just be social media, like, oh, okay, I'll just create clips, upload on Instagram, and that's it, right? But now, there is a significant amount of research, logistic planning, coordination, content production, stakeholder management, as well as strategy and budgeting that takes place behind the scenes that I fortunately have been able to partake in. Some things that I learned in school and I'm finally able to apply to a real world context. So I've worked in a wide variety of marketing, communications and outreach projects. So one major project was the SMRT campaign. So what SMRT does is they'll reach out to a lot of social sector organizations and say like, hey, I'm going to fund everything. I just need you to help ideate some sort of messaging and advertisements that you might want to just let the general public know about whatever your organization is trying to do. So like for example for mine, you're trying to promote screenings to the public and say like, hey, you should really do these screenings for not just for your health but also for your loved ones, so that in the end, you know, it helps to prevent the cancer from spreading to other vital organs in your body. So for the SMRT campaign, I think I was having quite a hard time because it was open-ended. I've also never had any idea on how to work on such a major organization. I had to even do primary research in the sense that I went down to a lot of the MRT stations that I always go to at work or at school and just look at the campaigns that they were doing. Like, you know those posters that you see? I would take pictures and then I would analyze them and I would realize like, hey, okay, maybe for our campaign we could ensure there's a visual hierarchy where there's very little text but it's straightforward and the messaging is clear to even the average Singaporean. I also worked on Father's Day content. Let's pretend this is a father. But yeah, we had to develop questions for our colleagues to, I guess, remember about the childhood memories with their dad. And the intention was to just connect the personal stories with our ongoing health campaigns. Like during that time, it was prostate cancer screening, so we wanted to encourage fathers and their loved ones to not be afraid of taking preventive measures. You know, when I joined this organization, I expected it to give me practical experience in marketing, things that I want to learn beyond the classroom, and I'm so glad this expectation has definitely been met. Opportunities to work on these projects myself rather than just observing from afar how the organization operates, and I think I've become more confident in my communication, teamwork and problem solving skills, as well as working independently. And I'm quite surprised that I use things like SWOT analysis, consumer behavior, SMART objectives. I think I was very surprised by how much context switching is required, because how could I go from researching an advertising campaign and then I'll be developing interview questions and then I'll be editing content and then I'll be talking to stakeholders all in one day. It was quite insane. And then after that, I even have to attend community programs outside the organization, so that's some travel needed. And I even had to learn new things like more of the back end tech skills for the live streams. As previously mentioned, I believe I have picked up a lot of experience and skills by this point, like just having that confidence to reach out to a client, especially not within my age group, and really speaking to them, being very humble and trying to empathize better. Yeah, these were all things that I'm glad I was able to learn through this organization. And the best aspect of my placement, I would say, is working with the people. I'm so touched by my colleagues because they have decades of experience that I think I would never be able to get anywhere else. I love that I was able to work on projects and there's a real social impact that I can see with my eyes. Like, for example, seeing how the clients were learning different hobbies at our service centers and how I was just recording those experiences, making it into social media format and attracting even more clients. In a sense, it makes me happy that, oh wow, not only are we reaching out to the clients that, that ultimately benefit from our services, but I'm also able to see that because of that one little social media reel that I did, this person has managed to find a community of friends. And the worst aspect of my placement would be managing the different priorities and expectations. I think I've mentioned it previously, but oh my gosh, just having to do a lot of context switching, even thinking of ideating would have to take 1 hour meetings. It was a lot, and I had to keep up with my own set of docs, like Google Docs, where I'll write down, okay, today these are the tasks that I want to complete, tomorrow these are the tasks I want to complete. Yeah, I think that was, I wouldn't say the worst, but I guess most challenging part of the placement. And also a lot of the tasks are, I would say, more open-ended, so it allowed me to venture more deeply and also ask questions and take greater ownership of my work. Initially, I really thought that I was just going to learn about content and social media editing, but it's been so much more than that. I really hope to get even more exposure to the strategic, financial, operational and evaluation aspects of marketing. And for the remainder of the internship, I hope to take on greater responsibility and initiate even more projects that I believe will benefit the organization. I also hope to achieve more cross-departmental work where I get to interact more with the other departments and see what exactly they are doing. For example, for the client support, when they come down to the houses of the clients, I really want to know how they take down the notes, what are some insights that I can get that I could possibly spread to the general public that they may not know about it. One major difference is the pace and the structure of the work. See, at RMIT, assignments usually have clearly defined requirements, deadlines and expected outcomes. They will literally tell you like, hey, this is what you have to work with, this is how we will grade you, and that's it. But at the workplace, tasks is a lot more flexible and may change depending on the priority of the organization. So example, like I said, if I was working on 5 projects, there'll suddenly be random ad hoc tasks. Like, oh, actually Nadia, I might need you to complete this by tomorrow. Is it possible? And I'm like, okay. So I really have to learn how to manage my time, and there's also more adaptability and just me being more comfortable with ambiguity and working independently, I would say. Yeah. And another difference is, I would say workplace communication is way more collaborative and practical, because I have to really think about how my work affects other people, whether it's realistic and how it contributes to the overall objectives of the organization. And I also noticed that compared to university projects, workplace definitely has way more stakeholders that I have to work with. I literally have to coordinate with like colleagues, clients, external creative agencies, community partners and other stakeholders. It's way more than usually how assignments would be just like, oh, I want you to think of this brand, look at this target audience, and that's it. But in the real world, there's a lot of people I'm working with, and that also means a lot of time needed to check in with one of them. I mean, every one of them. Yeah.
好，我们还在 MIT 最后一次了。